So let's talk about alternatives to washing your clothing. Now, I don't mean all clothing, and I don't mean all the time for every load. But I went out and bought one of these old-fashioned washing boards that I actually found at a local car show for 20 bucks. And it has this glass inside to rub your clothes on. And I found this sunlight soap that you can use. You rub it on the board and then you rub your clothes on it to clean your clothes. And then I found this one, which doesn't have any packaging except for a little barcode, and it says it's from the Soap Works. It says stain remover laundry bar, and it has no packaging at all, so that's like zero waste, except for the little sticker we'll have to throw out because the sticker has glue on it, so you can't even recycle. Whereas this sunlight bar is wrapped in like a plastic type thing, and this sunlight one was bought at IGA. And I don't know how much this cost, the sunlight one, because it was given to me. But this bar from Tao only cost about $1.99 before tax. So with tax, it's probably like $2.30. So I'm going to try them both out, and I'm going to see how well they work. And like I said, I'm not going to do this for every load of laundry, but I'm going to try to use it as much as possible for the summertime, because then I can just, hang out my clothes outside, whereas the winter it's a little bit more difficult. I don't have a hanging system in the house yet, but I'm looking into it because I'm trying to use less energy. I think humans consume too much energy, and we pay for our electricity, so you have an extra bill every month, so if we can lower our bill and lower our consumption rate and lower the amount of water we use by doing a wash every day, because using the washing board, I know I can use less water than my washing machine. It's going to take more time and more physical work, but as long as the clothing comes out clean, then I'm fine with it. So we'll have to do some tests and see how it goes. Okay, so here's my washboard that I bought for $20 at a car show. It's glass, and it has like a textured finish here to rub the clothes on. This is where you keep your soap. It's all made of wood also, it's pretty old. This is the soap I bought at the Tao store for about $2.30 Canadian. And it doesn't come packaged in anything, it just has this sticker barcode with the glue on it. So you have to throw this out. So this is your only garbage from it, and this is a pretty big block, you can see. And what I have here is my main sink full of some water, not a lot of water, very low, and I have a tiny sink over here full of water, and this is going to be my rinse sink. So you get your board wet, okay? Now I'm doing this in my kitchen sink. If you have one of those big metal things where you can do it outside, that's even better. So you get your soap wet and you rub it on your board, okay? You're gonna rub it all over. Okay, so now your board's soaped up. Now if you have a clothing that has a stain, a direct stain, a hard to get out stain, you would just rub it right on your clothes first, okay? But these are just shorts, so I don't really have a stain on these, so we'll stick the soap back up here, okay? And then we'll grab our clothing on one end, here's a leg, and you just start rubbing, okay? See the nice, making a lot of suds? So that section is done. So you just keep moving it around and scrubbing all the parts of the clothes. It does take longer than your washing machine. Well, in general, it takes less time than your washing machine would, because I have a quick wash setting on my washing machine that's about 24 minutes, and I believe it uses about 14 gallons of water, whereas this will use less water. And if you feel you're running out of soap, you just soap it up again and continue. Okay. So you just keep doing this to it. Okay, if you want some more water on it, then add some water. Okay. So if you did one side, then you could flip it over and do another side. Now I'm also curious to see how much soap am I going to go through. You know, how many washes can I get out of one bar of soap? And for $2.30, well, it's not bad. But, you know, what else? I also want the clothes clean, right? So the clothes have to be clean. Okay, so there's one pair of shorts. Just squeeze it a little. And I'll dump it into my little sink over here to rinse. And you grab your next item. Okay, t-shirt. So if you know, like, and you wore this t-shirt and was really sweaty, right? So you just rub it on the armpit, right? If you want to, like, really make sure it's extra clean, if it's like extra dirty type thing. So the good thing is I'm not using energy to put my washing machine on. I'm using less water, and like I said, I bought the washing board at a car show for $20, and my prices are in Canadian because I'm in Quebec, Canada. So it just takes a bit of elbow grease. And if you have clothing with a logo on it, you turn your t-shirt or your clothing inside out to wash it. And we're also going to test out the Sunlight soap after too, to see if that does a better job. Okay, we're going to try that Sunlight soap that I got. And I'm going to open it up. So this is like a plastic material, unfortunately. And they are individually wrapped in like a paper type material. Oh geez, look at this. Yeah, and there's another paper in it. And it says Sunlight, and it's yellow, and it smells really good. So let's try getting it wet and rubbing it on the board, and we'll see how well this does compared to the other one. This one I know was bought at IGA grocery store. I just don't know how much the cost was, as my sister had purchased it for me. So let's scrub. Well, it does make some good suds. Okay, flip it over. Make sure it's nice and clean. Wow, a lot of suds. More suds from the Sunlight bar than the bar from Tao. Okay, wow, that's nice. That's great. Okay, put in my rinse thing. Get my second item. Let's rub it again. Wow, it really smells good. If you guys know Sunlight, then you know Sunlight smells really good to begin with anyways. So we're gonna finish this, then rinse them out, hang them up outside to dry. So I'm not using my dryer, and I'm not using electricity, and I'm not paying for that electricity on my bill every month. And when it dries, we're going to see how clean they smell, because we definitely want them clean.
It smells good.
It smells good, eh, Phoenix?
Yeah.
Mr. Phoenix is here checking it
It
out.
smells like maple leaf cookie.
No, it doesn't smell like maple.
It kind of does.
It's sunlight.
But it smells like the cookie a bit.
Does it?
Yeah. It smells like one of the cookies from Dagwood.
Okay, well, that's funny. So there we go. So let's put it in the rinse sink. And then what I'll do is I'll just rinse them out. And then I'll wring them out and we'll hang them up to dry. So the question becomes, how much water did I use? Well, we're going to use our trusty stick just to get a rough idea on the inches. How many inches we used. So inches is, let's see, just under 2.5 inches from this main one, but we also have our rinsing one to see how much we used. So we'll measure that one as well. And then I'll figure out how much water comes out of my faucet, and we'll do the math and check it out. Okay, so I'm going to wring out my clothes. The clothes that's been sitting in the rinse thing, which I realize I'm losing some water, so it's going to be a little hard to measure, but hopefully I'll bring it out in the rinse side. Let's see what we can do here. So it's just a light wringing out. You can see there's still a lot of soap in it. And I just grabbed some random clothing that was in my washing machine. Cheers. Now, so in this little sink, it's going to measure, let's see, almost 4 inches. It's also a smaller sink than the other one. So, but we need it for a reference to figure out. So now we're going to rinse the clothing underwater here. And I have the stopper in here to catch the water we use. And you just want to make sure the soap's out, because you don't want a residue in your clothing. Okay. Rinse it out. T-shirt. So I'm interested to see how much water we use here compared to the washing machine. Like I said, I think my washing machine is about 14 gallons. I'll check the manual to make sure. And I believe that's on a quick wash. Because I can do a sanitary wash on my washing machine, but that's using hot water, first of all, and hot steam. And that's over an hour. An hour! I very, very rarely use a quick a sanitary wash. That's for somebody who, if there's someone in the house who's sick with gastro. Okay, so to measure my water in the rinse, I've just rinsed it. It's 2.5 inches. So we'll do the math on all this and figure out exactly how much water we used. Okay, so we're outside and it's gonna be a little noisy. Here's my makeshift clothesline with the clothes hanging out that we just washed with our washboard and the Sunlight soap and the other soap that I got from the towel store. So what do I think? Well, my arms are a little tired, but that's okay. We kind of have a overcast day. You can see up there. It's not full sun. They're calling for rain later, but we have a good breeze. Now, I would say try and wring out your clothing as much as possible to try and get as much water out as you can so it will dry faster. But so far we just did a little batch, and we're gonna see how long it takes to dry, and hopefully how it smells good. You know, that's for sure. Let's hope it smells good. But yeah, see, this one has the, because this has an elastic short, so the elastic's holding a lot of the water. Even if you like squish it, I don't know how many times I've wrung this out. Yeah, and you could smell the difference just by smelling it right away. You could smell which one was Sunlight soap and which one wasn't. So let's see. Let's hope it dries nice and does the job.